Good morning. My name's Ryan Littlestone from forexflow.live. Today I'm going to talk about pretty much a continuation of last week. We spoke about the risk parameters that are currently in the market with China and Italy. Those things really haven't changed, and what we've seen over the past week or so is a progression of that theme. One of the pairs we spoke about last week was dollar yen, and one of the trades that I talked about was looking for a stop, a sell stop below the big 105 level to capture any possible break, because we were right down there at the time. On the flip side, to look at if the level was going to hold, to look at longs from that. And after that video was done, that following later in the afternoon, we got that test of the 105 area. We got down to sort of 105.049. And we had a bounce there, and we actually got two tests down there. As you can see from the chart, we had two tests down at that 105 area. And as I mentioned, I took a long in the end on that first test because, as I said, the level's a level until it's not. That test held, and the rest, as we say, is history. That's now solidified that 105 area and shown us the strength that's there. I'm still running a sell stop below it, because if we come back down there pretty quickly, then it's going to spell trouble for the level once again. But in the meantime, we've seen this bounce, and the bounce really happened because we had some what I would call flaky headlines from the US regarding the trade talks, that maybe they were beginning to turn once again towards a more positive tone. All in all, the actual headlines themselves didn't really tell us much and didn't really say anything different. But what we saw was a market that had been heavily hit with negative headlines over the previous weeks before and sessions before. And so it took what minor positive news that came out just as a sort of release of the pressure. And we saw this big jump in dollar yen, well up to 107 before it faded once again. Right now, we're in a bit more of a balanced picture. The range is pretty much 105, 107. Trading around in this 106s is sort of middle consolation area. Is not one I'm looking to get involved in, but I'll look at it towards 107 to see if we can break that, and if we don't, then that keeps this 105, 107 range in play. And it's pretty much, as I always say at this moment, we just trade the edges. We define the levels, we pick the areas that we deem stronger than others, and those are the ones we trade. So while we're in this middle period around the 106s, have some patience. There's no need to go out on a limb again on any trades, and look again to either trade a short into the 107 level, or if it breaks, to swap that round into a long if we get that confirmation of the break. And that's pretty much how we're going to play this pair through this week. The risk headlines are still there. In terms of euro dollar, again, we were speaking about the breaks, and this was a much tighter range, this 112.40, 111.60 range. And these risk headlines and Italy and everything else that goes on the data in Europe, the weight was too much for it. And we saw the break of 111.60. As you can see from the chart, we got that break under pretty much immediately. Within a day or so, we'd seen a test back up towards that 160 level, which held, as you can see highlighted with the red circle there, and all the way down we went, and we went pretty easily through 111. I thought that might be a bit of a stronger line in the sand than it actually was. But again, we had another push down, and again, we've got another big level below at 110. That's a pretty big level, probably bigger than 111 at the moment. Lots going on down there as usual. Now we're back up at that 111 area. I'm really not too sure whether it wants to go back up or whether it wants to go back down. So again, use that as your marker. If we get above 111, if we hold above 111, then that's the basis to build up. If we can't maintain the gain above 111, then the downside beckons again, and we see what happens towards 110. So pretty much nothing's really changed from last week. We're still watching the same levels, still the same numbers, maybe just shifting the parameters a bit, but we trade it the same way. Look to go with the breaks or look to go with the holds, and that's trading simplicity for you. So good luck for this week.